The economy of Japan is a highly developed free market economy. It is the third largest in the world by nominal GDP and the fourth largest by purchasing power parity. Due to a volatile currency exchange rate, Japan's GDP as measured in dollars fluctuates sharply. Accounting for these fluctuations through the use of the Atlas method, Japan is estimated to have a GDP per capita of around $39,048. The Japanese economy is forecast by the quarterly Tankan Survey of Business Sentiment conducted by the Bank of Japan. The Nikkei 225 presents the monthly report of top blue-chip equities on Japan Exchange Group, which is the world's third largest stock exchange by market capitalization. In 2018, Japan was the world's fourth largest importer and the fourth largest exporter. It has the world's second largest foreign exchange reserves worth $1.3 trillion. It ranks 29th on Ease of Doing Business Index and 5th on Global Competitiveness Report. It ranks first in the world in the Economic Complexity Index. Japan is also the world's third largest consumer market. Japan is the world's third largest automobile manufacturing country, has the largest electronics goods industry, and is often ranked among the world's most innovative countries, leading several measures of global patent filings. Facing increasing competition from China and South Korea, manufacturing in Japan today now focuses primarily on high-tech and precision goods, such as optical instruments, hybrid vehicles, and robotics. Besides the Kanto region, the Kansai region is one of the leading industrial clusters and manufacturing centers for the Japanese economy. The size and industrial structure of cities in Japan have maintained tight regularities despite substantial churning of population and industries across cities over time. Japan is the world's largest creditor nation. Japan generally runs an annual trade surplus and has a considerable net international investment surplus. Japan has the third largest assets in the world, valued at $15.2 trillion, or 9% of the global total as of 2017. As of 2017, 51 of the Fortune Global 500 companies are based in Japan, down from 62 in 2013. The country is the third largest in the world by total wealth. Japan formerly had the second largest assets and wealth, behind only the United States in both categories, but was eclipsed by China in both assets and wealth in 2015. Japan also had the world's second largest economy by nominal GDP behind the United States, but was eclipsed by China in 2010. Japan's manufacturing sector was formerly the second largest behind that of the United States, but China's manufacturing sector eclipsed that of Japan in 2007 and the US manufacturing sector in 2010. Thus, Japan is currently the world's third largest manufacturer behind China and the United States. Japan's asset price bubble collapse in 1991 led to a period of economic stagnation known as the lost decade, sometimes now extended as the lost 20 years. From 1995 to 2007, GDP fell from $5.33 trillion to $4.36 trillion in nominal terms. Japan today has the highest ratio of public debt to GDP of any developed nation, with national debt at 236% relative to GDP as of 2017. This debt is predominantly owned by Japanese nationals. The Japanese economy faces considerable challenges posed by an aging and declining population, which peaked at 128 million in 2010 and has fallen to 125.9 million as of 2020. Projections suggest the population will continue to fall, and potentially drop below 100 million by the end of the 21st century. In the 3 decades of economic development following 1960, rapid economic growth referred to as the Japanese post-war economic miracle occurred. By the guidance of Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry, with average growth rates of 10% in the 1960s, 5% in the 1970s, and 4% in the 1980s, Japan was able to establish and maintain itself as the world's second largest economy from 1978 until 2010, when it was surpassed by the People's Republic of China. By 1990, income per capita in Japan equaled or surpassed that in most countries in the West during the second half of the 1980s. Rising stock and real estate prices created an economic bubble. The economic bubble came to an abrupt end as the Tokyo Stock Exchange crashed in 1990 to 92 and real Estate prices peaked in 1991. Growth in Japan throughout the 1990s at 1.5% was slower than global growth, giving rise to the term lost decade. After another decade of low growth rate, the term became the lost 20 years. Nonetheless, GDP per capita growth from 2001 to 2010 has still managed to outpace Europe and the United States. With this low growth rate, the national debt of Japan has expanded due to its considerable social welfare spending in an aging society with a shrinking tax base. The scenario of abandoned homes continues to spread from rural areas to urban areas in Japan. A mountainous, volcanic island country, Japan has inadequate natural resources to support its growing